So at some point in the early 2010s, Lil Wayne assembles probably what I think is the worst rap group of all time. And I just want to put it out there. I fully acknowledge the success of Young Money. When you look at just records sold, this is one of the most successful rap groups of all time. I mean, out of that camp, you had Lil Wayne, you had Nicki Minaj, you had Drake, you had Currency at one point. Tyga had a slew of hits. Even Lil Twist had a little moment, you know, like in 2010 era. So I know there's gonna be people out there who watch the video and say, how can you say that Young Money, YMCMB was the worst rap group of all time when they sold so many records? Hey y'all, I am a one-man show. I record, edit the video myself, create the thumbnail, everything. So hitting like and subscribe does help a bunch. Thanks so much. Back to the video. Brother, McDonald's sells millions, if not billions of burgers every single year. There are not many companies out there who make hamburgers who sell more than McDonald's. Does that make McDonald's the prime cuisine of hamburgers, the burger that you gotta have? No, it doesn't. So this is kind of like the same parallel that I'm using here. I know a lot of people equate sales, record sales with quality. That's not what I'm doing. I'm talking about in terms of the quality that was put out. In YMCMB, you had a core group of rappers consisting of Drake. This is early Drake coming fresh off So Far Gone. He had a little twist. T Streets is on that Young Money album. Nicki Minaj, Mac Main, who was the president of Young Money. J Mills, Chanel, Tyga, Gutta Gutta, and Lil Chucky. Now, there's gonna be some people on this list who you guys don't know at all. But then you had Drake, Nicki, and Lil Wayne himself, as well as Tyga. Now, this is the core of Young Money that was super successful. Tyga had many hits, you know, from the song with Molly. Tyga had a slew of hits in the 2010s, you know, so we can't take that away from him. Drake is obviously hip-hop legend, Nicki Minaj hip-hop legend, Lil Wayne hip-hop legend. But regardless, right? So I just want to get that out the way, just so y'all know that I know what these guys contributed to hip-hop. I know what they sold. I know what you guys think are the classic records from these rappers. So I'm just providing that backdrop. But now we get into the actual meat and potatoes of this. The records that were put out under YMCMB. You know, depending on what age you were, when YMCMB was dropping all this music in 09, 10, 11, I'm talking about the I Am Not a Human Being album by Lil Wayne. I'm talking about right above it, you know, that Pink Friday album. Depending on what age you were, this was seen as the cream of the crop. To some people, this was seen as rap caviar, wagyu, exquisite taste is what I'm saying. But to someone like me, when you listen to these bars coming out of the Young Money camp, it's just so terrible. I mean, look at Gutta Gutta on the song Bedrock. He has this line where he says, "And I got a grocery bag." I mean, it's probably one of the worst lines in hip hop history. Random, like it took me so long to even try to realize what he's saying. Like, grocery bag, like what are you trying to say here?
The f are you talking about? And I got a grocery bag.
And obviously he's trying to say he bagged her. It's just a terrible punchline. But Gutta Gutta is not the only offender. They all rapping like this. Even Drake on that same song.
I race for your love, shake and bake, Ricky Bobby.
I mean, it's just terrible raps. Nicki Minaj, who's one of the stars of YMCMB, even on that song, she says,
"You don't stop, you the bestest, and I just be coming off the top as bestest."
I mean, and these weren't isolated incidents. There's this pocket of Young Money where all these guys were kind of rapping a similar way, and it was influenced by Lil Wayne, because Lil Wayne's rapping like this, so they all start rapping like Wayne. Really, that whole little punchline style, it's kind of pioneered in that era by Big Sean, but it was popularized by Wayne. I mean, Wayne took it mainstream. So just the quality of bars, and even Lil Wayne's rap style itself, where Lil Wayne is just going on a track, he's not really rapping coherent verses. Literally sounds like he's going in the booth and just saying anything. He's saying anything that comes to mind. One take, maybe punching in, freestyle, whatever I said 15 minutes ago, I don't remember, pull up the next beat. It's kind of like a based freestyle. When you think about Lil B's based freestyles, where Lil B is just going on these songs and just literally saying anything.
Like I'm Rad, like I'm Brad, like I'm Chad, like she naked and she flexing, bitch, I'm rich.
Lil Wayne is a better freestyler than Lil B. You know, the bars come out a little better than Lil B, but it's kind of the same concept. And this whole style of just saying anything, these absurd punchlines, it's spread like wildfire. to the rest of Young Money. So really, we had some of the worst music come out, in my opinion, in hip hop history. I mean, some of these YMCMB songs, specifically on that We Are Young Money album, specifically on that song Bedrock. I have a special hate for the song Bedrock. I know a lot of y'all, hopefully your taste is matured. You can see how absurd that song is. Call me Mr. Flintstone. I'm gonna make your bed rock. Call me Mr. Flintstone. I can make your bed rock. I got her grocery bag.
And I got a grocery bag.
Sushi love, harder than wasabi.
I love your sushi roll, hotter than wasabi.
It's such a juvenile song written by a bunch of adults who are in their 20s and 30s. It's mind-blowing that this became a hit record, but I guess it's just proof that the general public will eat up anything you serve them. So I'm sure there are people out there who like that song, but the song Bedrock is it's the chief example of everything I dislike about Young Money during that era. If you just want to understand why I have a special hate in my heart for Young Money, circa 29 to about 2012, just go listen to the song Bedrock. But yeah, when we go from like We Are Young Money album to even the I Am Not a Human Being album, even the Carter 4, the entire style of Young Money is just punchline after punchline, which being a punchline rapper is difficult as it is, because it's just hard to say a punchline that's new, that's novel, that people haven't heard before. I kind of equate it to being a baseball player, like being at bat. You have your batting average. Being a punchline rapper, it's difficult to have a really high batting average because punchlines in general are just difficult to do. You really have to be creative to really have some good ingenious punchlines, right? But you got all these guys on Young Money, they're coming out, they're just thinking they can do these punchlines. They're thinking it's clever, they're laughing, they're chuckling in the middle of a verse, like dead in the middle of the verse, they just start giggling. They're going on the records. They're trying to model themselves after Wayne, so they're just saying anything that comes to mind. The line before has nothing to do with the line that comes after. It's all just like a random stream of consciousness based freestyles, basically. And people ate this stuff up, right? So I do truly think that this was the worst rap group of all time. And I know it sounds absurd because there are hip hop legends in this group, being Nicki, being Drake, and being Wayne. Now, when I consider some of these people hip hop legends, I have my personal opinions about their music, but it's not all about what I think. The people have already dubbed, the general populace has already dubbed them hip hop legends. So like me saying they're not really has no weight, right? Even though YMCMB helped catapult them to popularity, I don't even think this was their creative peak. I think being on Young Money actually brought them back a few pegs. When you listen to Drake's earlier mixtapes, like Room for Improvement, like Comeback Season, the quality, the lyricism, I mean, I don't ever think Drake was the greatest rapper, but even the effort, you can hear it, like on Drake's Kick Push freestyle. I mean, I don't understand, why would I listen to Drake's Kick Push freestyle when I can just go listen to the Kick Push by Lupe Fiasco? Like, I'm not gonna listen to it, but you can at least hear the effort that Drake is putting in on that song. And it changes once he gets to Young Money. I think once Drake gets to Young Money, he kind of regresses a little bit, right? And the same with Nicki Minaj. When Nicki Minaj was doing her songs like Autobiography, the Sucker Free mixtape, when she was on the DVDs, like she was a much more grittier lyricist than when she came to Young Money. You can kind of hear her pull back, dumb it down a little bit. I mean, pretty much dumbed it down. Songs like Itty Bitty Piggy, which, I mean, the people love y'all love this stuff at the time. So maybe I'm not convincing you because you love these songs. But then you listen to these lyrics and it's just like,
don't stop, you the bestest. And I just be coming off the top as bestest.
And if you've heard Nicki Minaj's music before that, it just lyrically, it doesn't stand up. It doesn't hold up. So I even think Nicki, similar to Drake, kind of regressed. Once she started heavily associating with Young Money. And even Tyga. When Tyga was heavily associating with Young Money, on these songs with these Young Money artists, it all feels like they just all dumbed themselves back a couple steps. Because Tyga had I won't say hit records, but Tyga was popular before Young Money. Like Tyga was on MTV or VH1, whichever channel, the Lime and the Coconut song and Mix It All Up. Y'all remember that song? Tyga had that going. A little after that, Tyga was still in Young Money when he dropped Rack City. But Rack City is not the Young Money sound. Rack City is kind of like a bite job of YG. I always felt that way. I mean, Tyga used Mustard on the beat at a time where really only YG was working with Mustard, you know, in the mainstream. That was like very early in Mustard's career, and Mustard was mostly associated with YG and Ty Dolla $ign. Tyga uses DJ Mustard. He kind of has the lower pitch like YG.
I'm a motherfucking star. Look at the paint on the car.
Sounds like a YG song. This is Tyga's biggest song, but it has none of the Young Money influence. So I think y'all can understand what I'm saying now. The Young Money influence, the YMCMB thing, it made otherwise good artists sound horrible. And in my opinion, it's because those artists were trying to imitate Lil Wayne or trying to get on that same level. Like, okay, Wayne sends us a verse or Wayne's gonna be on this song. We hear how he's sounding, let's match his energy. And then the songs just come out terrible. And then when these artists get to work on their own albums though, then they can really get in their bag and it sounds half decent, it sounds good. And I also think Wayne, during this specific era, like 2008 to about 2011, 2012, I think Wayne even regressed from the Carter 1 and the Carter 2, which I thought were really good albums. Once he got in this little pocket, once he, you know, really started pushing YMCMB, I think his music regressed. So even though there are legends in this group, and I'm saying that this is the worst rap group of all time, I think even the legends in this group were at points in their career where they heavily regressed stylistically. And this is evidenced by when you look at Drake's second album. Once he kind of took off all the Young Money clothes on the album Take Care, there's only one Young Money feature on that album, which is Nicki Minaj. The Take Care album is much more heavily influenced by The Weeknd than it is by Young Money, right? And it's a much better album. Songs are more mature, it's a more sophisticated sound, it's cleaner, it sounds better. It's more effort put into it. Once Drake started shedding these Young Money influences, I think his music got better. And the same for Nicki. So, you know, I'm trying to think about the worst rap groups of all time. But for me personally, just, you know, being the age I am, you know, being in school when YMCMB was a thing, this is for sure, for me, the worst rap group of all time. And that doesn't mean there weren't good rappers in the group. I think despite there being good rappers or hip hop legends in the group, when they were performing with Young Money, the songs were just terrible. Now you can say, oh, well, Bedrock, it went double, triple platinum and all this. To me, that means nothing. Again, McDonald's sells millions of burgers a year. Is this the gourmet burger? Is this the best burger of all time? You know, it's the best burger you can get in the country? No, quantity versus quality thing, right? So yeah, YMCMB, man, very successful record label, probably one of the most. I mean, you got 3 hip hop legends out of this, 3 or 4 platinum selling artists out of this, many, many millions of records sold, but quantity does not equal quality. And I think in terms of the music they put out, this, to me, in my opinion, one of the worst rap groups of all time. So anyway, what y'all think? Name me some rap groups that was worse than this in terms of output. I don't want to hear about who sold what. Oh, this album went wood, went plastic. No, let's talk about the records that was put out. Cause I got Young Money, #1. Now that can change. I might see somebody comment something and be like, nah, that group was worse than Young Money, actually. But I gotta see it first. Anyway, let me know what y'all think in the comments. Be sure to subscribe if you haven't already. Top5rapwebsite.com. Peace.